Hello people, hope we're all well. Sorry about my very casual get-up that we've got going on today. So today's video, people, is what happened to Russell Brand. Now, I used to be such a big fan of Russell Brand. I used to look up to his working class upbringing, the way he used to sort of present and articulate himself on topics like addiction and socialism and the royal family, housing. And he used to do that with nuance and with reason and with comedy. And he did his True Show, and I used to be such a big fan of his. It was standing up for the working man, it was getting homeless people into homes, it was sticking up for squatters, and he was just seemed like a real pure soul. Seemed like a real pure soul. He was telling people to vote because there was nothing to vote for. There was no difference, and that remains to be the case. And yet now he's staunchly advocating for a specific political party, an American political party at that. He's doing videos about Keir Starmer being the devil, as if the alternative is any different. Hello? And I think, more importantly, when the dude was actually funny, when he articulated his points, but he had comedy behind them, and he'd do comedy tours and stand-up tours with jokes, but with message and meaning and love and spirituality and connection, and he's just gone so far the other way. I've got a video here that I found of him about 7 years ago talking about Donald Trump. I had a couple of clips in from that video.
America. What's been curious is that's the first time I've been in that country since Donald Trump became president, and there is a tangible and palpable atmosphere on the streets and in airports, an atmosphere of dissatisfaction. And if you think about it, even the most ardent Trump supporters are coming at it from a perspective of aggression. There's no one in the world going, since Trump became president, I just feel a lot more love and a lot more peace and a lot more at ease. The best case scenario is like finger pointing sort of, well, fuck you! That's the best you're gonna feel, isn't it? Vindicated in your inner rage, which, as we know, is the fuel for Trump's ascent.
Now, just the way he's talking and articulate himself, he's so on it and so switched on, and with a message of togetherness and love. And then we compare it to his most recent video, and there's nothing to analyse, because he's just showing a clip and then saying, what do you think? I'm not even going to share it because there's nothing to share. And then the video that's gone viral on Twitter recently.
Of time, that things are speeding up, and Terence McKenna speaks about that quite beautifully. There's two things I recommend you have a look at. One is Trump mentioning Kamala Harris's laugh. That's a pretty heavy diss and a sort of a pretty succinct observation. And the other thing, look at Terence McKenna talking about time compacting. We can be unburdened, all of us, by what might be. This is a real chance for us to let the past be unburdened by the future.
Just the way he's speaking, so airy and so without purpose and so without meaning. And I don't know if it was COVID that switched his perspective and switched the way he thought. And if it is, I totally understand, because the mainstream media and sort of the globalist way that all occurred with one overriding idea touching every single country, it was rather concerning. However, he has used that and manipulated that way of thinking to fashion into some form of profiteering exercise based on right-wing fundamentalism. And I just fundamentally don't think that's who he is, because even on the COVID stuff, his approach seemed genuine. And now we look at him, the guy used to be taught about all religions. He's got tattoos from like a specific snake from a certain religion, and he used to talk about Buddhism and Hinduism and Christianity. I've got a bit of a Russell Brand vibe going on with everything here. And he spoke about these things in a way that seemed honest. But now when you look at him speaking about Christianity, I can't take that as authentic. There's something fundamentally inauthentic about this video.
After Jesus has sent 72 apostles out apostolizing, evangelizing, he says this, and I love it. They've come back, they're excited, they've done a bunch of miracles, they've healed people, and they've cast out demons in Christ's name. And he says this, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Jesus was there when Satan fell from heaven. Why is he telling us that? Why is he telling us that then? What do you mean by Satan? Do you mean Luciferian lightfalls? Do you mean the tendency to set yourself up as a personal pantheon, as a personal altar, as a personal deity? Christ was present when that phenomena, when that energetic field was activated. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. This is the power that you have. Notwithstanding in this, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. When amazing things happen, and when we do amazing things, it's not the personal self that's doing it. It is in the name of divinity, in his name, that these miracles take place. And I suppose that connects to the original part of the passage when he describes that he was there when Satan fell from heaven like lightning, the fallen angel. Perhaps this is the greatest sin of all, when we set ourselves up as our own personal Jesus. It's certainly a problem I had in the past. Don't have it no more. Let me know what you make of that verse.
Especially when you compare it to how he used to speak about religion.
When you say God,
yes,
are you talking about a religious, specific religious deity? Or how do you define your God?
Loving unity and absolute respect for individual identity within that.
Do I find this God in a particular book or every book?
It's up to you, mate.
Do you consider yourself to be part of a religion?
I do. Yeah, I mean, this one, the only one, they're all the same. I suppose if you want some help, Perennialism by Aldous Huxley is a good place to look at, where he identified, in the same way that Joseph Campbell and Carl Jung, it could be said, identified respectively that there are mythic tropes that appear to recur in all cultures.
He got christened in a river full of shit by Bear Grylls, who my mother described as the top nonce of the Boy Scouts. He's at the Republican Party conference speaking alongside these individuals, including Nigel Farage, that he once called a pound shop Enoch Powell. Just look at this for juxtaposition.
He is a pound shop Enoch Powell, and we got to watch him.
Yeah, Russell, it's lovely to see you without,
Thank you.
without you abusing me. It's really rather
Well,
lovely.
hold on. We've just started, Nigel. There's still time.
Well,
Between you both, I'll wrap this up. Gino, who will you protect, Dan? Go with your instincts.
You're
I tell you
sure,
what,
brother. It was a long time ago.
Now, obviously, we had the rape allegation situation and the whole Channel 4 dispatches thing, which I think definitely inspired and made this whole switch to right-wing fundamentalism his career move. But it was coming down the pipe a lot earlier than that. Just the way he used to talk about love and peace and togetherness, and that is so far removed from what he seems to stand for currently, and it's such a shame. He used to offer actual analysis and ideas and discuss clips and discuss them nuancedly, and not to gain dissension, to gain togetherness. And he made points from both sides, not just this right-wing media grift that we've got going on. If we look at this analysis that he did of America and Donald Trump, when Donald Trump first got into power, he talks about America being great and what makes them great.
It's great. America is full of fantastic people. The counterculture of America has brought you Malcolm X, Dorothy Parker, Martin Luther King, Jimi Hendrix, F. Scott Fitzgerald. This country, this rolling country of creativity and beauty with its glorious nature, its incredible culture, its brilliant innovation and novelty and ideas, its intention of perfect democracy.
Each and every one of those people would be utterly ashamed and appalled at what Russell Brand is and what Russell Brand has become. All to protect himself from a sexual assault allegation that he categorically denies, and from my knowledge the police aren't investigating. So is it just internal guilt, Or is it something deeper than that? I don't know. But he's such a disappointment, and this foray into Christian right-wing fundamentalism is a grift. And now at some point I might speak about the way I've seen religion in here and how I was told to read the Bible. And I did for a bit, not for long, but it's about half an hour. There's some fucked up shit in that Bible, let me tell you. Like, religion is brilliant. I fully believe that I'm watched by angels. I've got the Mother Mary and Jesus on me right now. But there's some fucked up shit in that Bible, and you cannot take that thing as gospel, because that thing is a couple of Yorkshiremen's perception of what some Palestinians said 2,000 years ago. And there is no way that when it's speaking about things like Israel and angels spreading fire on false prophets, that is not a positive, loving thing. And positive, loving thing is what he used to stand for, and that's not what he stands for anymore. Thank you for watching, people. Peace out, mother lovers. Russell Brand's a grifter.